guys, welcome back. We are going to strip this game down today. We are going to get all the electronics out of it. We're going to take the steering wheel, the plastic around the shroud, glass, everything, coin door, everything out of this thing, just to get it down to a bare cabinet so we can start fixing the bodywork. We also have to take the artwork off and the T-molding. So I just want to get it down to a bare cabinet like I have the paperboy cabinet. And then later on there's going to be a video on the paperboy cabinet of me starting to do the bodywork on that. So I'm basically going to keep going back and forth between the pole position and the paperboy. And we are going to get them both painted and ready for assembly so we can get them put back together. Now the guy who owns this game wants it perfect. So we are stripping the side art. We are going to put new side art on it. We are going to get a new glass bezel because this glass bezel has a ton of cracking on the backside, unfortunately. Mine in the basement didn't have that, so I kind of lucked out. Now this has a pole position 2 board in it, which I prefer over the pole position board because I like the fact that you have 4 different courses to play. I'm going to ask him if he wants me to get the glass. I did find some original. I got to see what kind of shape it's in. If he wants the pole position 2 glass, because it shows the 4 courses on the top of it, I believe. I'm trying to think. I think that's the only thing that's different. I think the marquee is the same, and this marquee looks like it's in really good shape, so we don't need to get a new one of those. We need to just get a new bezel, and either I'm going to get another original pole position 1 or possibly the pole position 2. So let's start with what do I want to do first? I guess let's get the marquee off. We'll start getting that off. I got my double bubble empty bucket today we're going to use. And of course I need Allen keys to start with to get this lower metal off so we can drop that glass. So let me go get my drill bits, or my bits. I don't have them over here. All right, I got my Allen key. It's a 1/8 Allen key. It's got a little tiny bit right here, and I could touch that up on the backside. I'd rather keep that original marquee. Right. These are in really good shape. These will just get sanded down and retextured and painted. I'm not going to strip these down to bare metal. They are not rusty at all. So that's nice. It's nice when it works out like that. We got a little cat food up here. So apparently at one point in time, mouse lived in this game. Take out the light bulb. Looks like I'm gonna have to go get my angle attachment on my drill so I can take those out. Actually, I think I might have an angle drill. Let me go look. Okay, my angle drills must be in the house. I have little ones that go onto a regular drill. I do have this angle drill here, but this one's too tall. It's not gonna fit in there to get those screws out. So I'm gonna have to use a ratchet here with a Phillips bit so that we can slide out this light housing. Hopefully there's a plug on it. There should be a plug on it. I think these are the right screws. Should go all the way into the wood. Looks like somebody already put a new starter on here too for the light. Trying to make sure I'm taking the right screw out here. Those have to be it. Just doesn't seem like it's that long of a screw. bit is horrible. Switching to a smaller bit here. That one kept wanting to slip out. And I'm gonna leave those in. I'm not gonna take them all the way out because they're clean, and then I don't have to remember where they go. I wonder if, yeah, you know what? There must be a different screw to take this out from up here. This is just holding the fixture in. I thought they were long screws that went all the way through. So that does not help me out. I wonder if there's a latch on the back side. I don't remember. I did mine so many years ago that I just don't remember how it's fastened in there. Well, guess I can screw this back in. Let me get this screwed back in and then I'll look for a latch and I'll be back. Okay, looks like it's held in with 2 screws right here. Which I didn't pay attention because they were underneath that rail that held the marquee in place. Now I gotta get to the plug. I need something to stand on probably. I'll be able to reach it. Okay. This will just clean up a little bit. Be able to put it right back in. Speaker looks like it's in good shape. Okay, now we can move on to the glass. I think we can get that out. We'll probably have to take the control panel off first. So the next step is going to be to get the control panel off. And once again, I do not remember how it goes on. I don't have the keys for those locks, I don't think. All right, I can get to it from the back side. I can take the screw off the back of the lock. At least the top one. Bottom one will probably have to drill out. For now, I'll just throw this in the bucket. We need to unplug the coin door because that's going to come off as well. I don't remember if this has latches or if it's just bolted on. It's not even, there's no nuts on it. So this side is loose. Things are stuck in there. I don't think that this is fastened in here at all. You got one wing nut on it. Okay, so they only had one wing nut and one washer, so we're gonna have to get more of those, and I think I have them. Now we can get this tilted forward. Want to be a little careful of our wiring here. We can unplug that. These are soldered on. So what I'm gonna do with these, I'm gonna cut them to get a pair of cutters. What I do when I cut them, I'm gonna leave the wire a hair long so that I know what color was on what terminal, and we can resolder it afterwards. Somebody tried to solder this onto the control panel and failed with that. Unplug our speaker. So let me go grab some cutters. Okay, this feels like a learning experience again because I did mine years ago, and when I bought my game, I bought just a bare cabinet and I sourced all the parts and put it together, and I honestly don't remember a lot of it. Okay, we have that done. Now there are 3 bolts that go through here, carriage bolts, so I got to get socket for that, which I believe is 7/16, so that we can get the control panel off. This bottom speaker grill is dented in a little bit, so I'm going to have to drill out the rivets so that I can straighten out the speaker grill, and then we can re-rivet it in before we paint, because we want to paint the rivets black like they are up here and down there. So this looks good. That's nice and straight. The one down there is a little dented, so we need to fix that. Hopefully I can pound it out and make it nice and flat looking. If I can pound it out and make it look pretty good, but it's still maybe a hair messed up looking, I might swap it out from the one from the top, just so that that one down there is visible way more than the one up top. But I'm pretty confident I could probably get it pretty flat. We're missing the screws in the top of the plastic for the control panel. Those should be like an Allen head screw, just like all the other ones. I should have those. If not, I will get some. Okay, our control panel should come right out. Take our bolts. These are just a little bit of wire wheeling and painting. Nothing's rusty like they usually are. They're in good shape. So that's good. And these, mine didn't have these. There's metal clips that are holding these onto the control panel. So I'm gonna have to get those off of there, which unfortunately is gonna require me to spin them off. No, it's not too bad, but we are gonna put those back on because that's nice. I didn't have that because I got my control panel, didn't have the hardware in it. That's really nice how it does that. Because then you can put it together by yourself a lot easier than trying to reach around or whatever you got to do to try to hold those while you put the wing nuts on. Hopefully I'm in view of the camera here. Not even in the view of the camera, sorry guys. So I'm taking these off. These are holding these on, and I'm just spinning them off. Yeah, I don't think you saw any of that. Sorry about that. Take this off. We're going to get the steering wheel and the shifter off the control panel. Control panel will probably end up sandblasting just to save time. We'll see how it cleans up. Might not have to. This last one don't want to go. I need to go get a pair of regular pliers. This one's stuck on. If I can lightly tap it without screwing up the threads. Good news is these are just regular carriage bolts, black-headed ones. I do have more of these. There we go. we should be fine. If I screwed up the threads at all, I can just run a tap through them. There is quite a bit to take off of this game. These, I believe, are 1/2 inch. Oh no, they're 7/16. Sorry, cool. Get my drill attachment and make it a little bit faster. Steering wheel, we'll clean all this up, paint it black again, make it look new. We have our shifter here. That I think is 5/16, maybe 1/4 inch. 1/4 inch. And these are usually all busted up. I had to use 2 different ones for mine. And the ring on the outside was all busted on mine. I had to like glue it all back together and do body work on it. See how this one, if this one's broke or not. No, well, a little bit of cracking, but not bad. It has one broken off spot right here, which we'll have to glue on. You can see it's been broken for a while. That'll clean up nice. And this is the one that's broken off right here. See this cracking? This is how mine was, but mine was physically in 2 pieces. This is not, so we're gonna fix this. I have some product from 3M called panel bonding adhesive. I use it on cars, and we'll be able to glue that back into there and fix this, because these are always broke. It'd be nice if somebody reproduced these. Okay, I'm just gonna set that up there. Control panel stripped down, other than taking the overlay off. So now we should be able to pop off this shroud. And you can see the cigarette burns a lot better now. We are going to fix this rather than buy another one. It's all in one piece. It's not cracked anywhere. Somebody did scratch it over here with a key or something, but it's all together. So we will be fixing that. Okay, now we can take this bracket off up here for the glass. I dropped my bit, and I didn't hear it hit the ground. Yep, I have to grab another one, and hopefully I find that, because that's a security one where it's got a hole drilled in the middle of it. Grab another one. Slid right out of my bit holder. It's got to be in the cabinet. Okay. Now our cardboard surround might be, yes, it's stapled in. I did not have this part for mine. I should see about making a template because this one's kind of screwed up. Wonder if I could just make a template and remake them. Make two of them maybe. One for mine and then a new one for this. I bet you I can make that with just some poster board. I'll have to go to like Hobby Lobby or something because they sell black poster board where the inside core of it is black as well. If you go to the dollar store or somewhere cheap, the inside core is going to be white and it's not going to look right. So we have assembly tag here on the side of the cabinet inside that's stapled on. Nobody ever wrote on it or anything. But, we're probably gonna, I don't know if I'm gonna take the wiring harness out of the cabinet or not yet. I haven't decided. I guess we can do the monitor now. Let me go around back and unplug that, and then we just have 4 bolts, which we're gonna do from the back side because if I take these bolts out from the front here, that monitor is gonna wanna slide right out the back. And if I'm not back there to hold it, it's gonna slide out and hit the floor. So we need to go around back here to do that. And those should also be 7/16 nuts on the bottom of those carriage bolts. Let me lower my tripod down here. All right, let me go get what I need for my drill for this. Okay, we just need to unplug the power. Our awesome connector that they left with no tape or nothing on the wires. Drop that down there. We should have to unplug our power. And we have a ground wire which is pushed into this clip. Actually, I'm gonna leave it pushed into the clip. We're just gonna take the clip off of the monitor housing. So we'll just leave it like that. So now this is ready to get unbolted and come out. And whatever hardware falls in the bottom, I'll have to get it afterwards. I did not discharge this monitor, but this is a newer monitor and it's been off for a good week or so. So I'm not too worried about it. I don't plan on messing with the anode cup anyway, so should be just fine. There's a flat washer and a lock washer on the bottom of these. Flat washer's kind of stuck into the wood. I can use the carriage bolt to kind of push that out. Usually, yeah, so you can push it out with carriage bolt. Okay, we got one more in here. Okay, you know what? We can't take it out the front. It's got wooden blocks stapled. Okay. Like I said, I've only done one of these, and I really don't remember much about it. I keep this in the bucket. All right, so now we can slide this out. And this is a pretty good monitor. It's got a little bit of burn-in in it, but luckily it's pole position burn-in. And I think it just needs a cap kit. Somebody carved their name on the top here, Mike. Set that off to the side. When I set monitors down and I'm working, I try to put the neck closest to the wall because you don't want to walk by that thing, catch that neck on your pants and break it. Then your monitor is garbage. Here's that piece of paper in here that they were supposed to like sign off on or something like that and they never did. Looks like there's a carbon copy, like 3 different layers. I'm gonna see if I can gently take those staples out of there and then we can put it back in there afterwards. That'd be kind of cool to at least have that in there. Okay, our monitor's out. Let's go ahead and pull the coin door. All right, I have to kind of sit funny on the ground still because of my knee, but I gotta get a drill bit. I don't have the key for that lock. And I don't see it hanging in here anywhere. And this is all bent up. We're gonna have to take this coin door all apart, hammer this straight all the way around. Good news is it's really not rusty. What you're seeing here is not rust. That's the red oxide primer that was underneath this. So that'll be real easy to clean up and fix. We can at least get these upper clamps off, then we're gonna have to drill out that bottom lock so that we can take the rest of these clamps out that are holding the coin door on. I'm gonna take these clamps all the way out so that I can clean them up. And once again, these are so clean, I don't know if I'm gonna put them in the tumbler or just wire wheel them real quick on my bench grinder. I wonder if my number 2 Phillips will work on these screws right here for the coin door. Let me just take that right off the frame now. A smaller bit. When I get up to get my drill bit, I'll have to get one. We're gonna get rid of this lock bar mount, fill in the holes. This cabinet does have some cracking in the front here. We are gonna have to fix that. This is a piece of laminate, so I might leave the laminate on here because it's in really good shape everywhere else, but where the cracks are, we might just grind into the cracks, make like a V notch into the crack, and then fill it in with fiberglass resin to stiffen up the crack. I don't know if the crack is all the way through, but I want to make sure that it's nice and sturdy. I'd like to leave the laminate on here if possible. We will paint over the laminate, but it's just a nice smooth surface, and you could tell somebody's definitely spray painted it in the past. You can see the spray paint on where the control panel was. You can technically leave these clamps on, but like I said, I like to clean all this stuff so it all looks new. Okay, I'm gonna go get a drill bit, and a number 1 Phillips bit so we can take this coin door off. You know what? I wonder if I should just take the coin door apart now. I have to take it apart regardless. So why not just get it over with? These ones in here are always a pain in the butt. This extension will work on here. Get to it now. Beautiful. That's okay if it falls apart. I know how it goes back together. We need to get, there's no covers on these. I'm gonna have to get new ones of these or see if I have a set. This is our free play switch, which we are gonna end up putting it back in there because pole position does not offer a free play. I might put a different style switch in there, something that looks a little nicer. Of course, I don't have pliers. I wonder if I can get this nut off with these cutters. Beautiful. That I'll have to do after. I don't have socket or pliers for that over here. Pretty good shape, not dented up. It's pretty nice and flat. Okay, now we need to drill out this bottom lock. She use a 1/4 inch bit. Has cool. It has the light bulb holders to light up the coin door. It's got an original Atari bucket, which is nice. Now we can take off these clamps, but first let's get these screws out to get this bottom door off. Once again, we'll just save this for now. These shorter ones are nice on these coin doors because the longer ones, they'll hit inside here. So you want a shorter one like this. If you buy a lock and it has a longer one, you'll have to cut it down with a grinder and kind of round the edges, which I've done many a times. Not that big a deal. You want to try not to lose these. Those are a real small screw and a little on the hard side to find. Okay. Once again, nice smooth coin door. I'm just gonna lightly sand this down, straighten out the edge here, and we'll repaint it. We'll texture it and paint it. No point in sandblasting it, it doesn't need it. Now once we get these 4 clamps off, we should, in theory, be able to lift up the coin bucket area off of the coin door frame. Should just lift right up and go back into the cabinet, and then we can take it out from behind. Even this whole area is really nice shape. It's gonna be a pretty long video, kind of boring, but hopefully if anybody has any questions on how this stuff goes together, hopefully this will help you out. This one clip's a little bent up. I'm gonna have to straighten this one out on the vise. This clip's a little bent up. Okay, so in theory this should just lift up. Yep, come right off. And there's my ring. Now I have to get these carriage bolts out of here because we don't want those anymore. I am going to save these. They can always be cleaned and repainted for something else in the future. None of them are tightened, just finger tightened. Okay, make sure I'm not going to hit the speaker. How are these held in with screws? Okay. Okay, I can drill these rivets right now without taking that speaker out because the rivets are past the speaker. So probably going to use 5/32 drill bit. Looks like it should work pretty good, hopefully. Probably going to be a little warm. Probably want to wear safety glasses when you're doing this. Trying to stay back a little farther. Okay, now we'll be able to hammer this straight. Make it look good again. All right, other than the gas pedal and the T-molding, I think we're done up front. And I believe that screws in from the inside the cabinet. So now we're gonna go around the back side, pop out the speaker, pop out the gas pedal, get this coin bucket assembly out of there, and then we can start popping the boards out and all that stuff. So we have quite a bit of the hard stuff out. There's a vent up there on the top of the cabinet. I'm probably gonna take that out so I can paint that separately. Just makes it look nicer when you do that. So let me go around the back and we'll start messing with that. All right, now I gotta reach in there and unscrew that speaker. It only has 3 of the 4 screws in it. It's already unplugged. I unplugged it when I took the control panel out. Hey, there's my drill bit. Not torn, just needs cleaned. I like using original speakers and stuff when I can. It's just cool. Came in the cabinet originally and it's still being used. How many years later, you know? We are gonna go ahead and take this wiring harness out. It's not completely strapped in there. It's missing some screws here and there. So we might as well just take it out and we can clean it up. Maybe we'll wash it with some simple green in the sink. It looks to be a nice shape. Okay. Yeah, the harness looks to be a nice shape. Don't really see anything spliced as of right now. So that's all loose. Let's go ahead and take out this AR2. Get this unplugged. Somebody recapped this one. They're both working, so I might just leave them as is, wash them all up and clean them, but it's been recapped. Somebody's put a new 5-volt pot on there, it looks like, and it's in good shape. It's clean. Somebody's definitely replaced this at some point. You can see a bunch of stuff around it. And maybe they didn't. Maybe that's never been changed. I don't know. It's tough to say. But I know that they do like to solder over that one screw head for some reason. And I think they did that for the factory. So that one's out. Now we can take out this other one over here. You know, let's get the board out of the way. I don't want to be hitting on this at all. And we are going to do that modification where we jump the 5 volts and the ground on the board. And we are missing sound on this board. We're missing where it says get ready to qualify or prepare to qualify. So somebody had sent me a message about that and said it's one of these chips, and I got to look at the message and see which one it was and see if that's what the problem is, or you know, if I need to get a new chip burned for that or what. I do not have a chip burner. I do not do that. So you can order them from Hobby ROMs, or maybe I will send the board out to Eugene Moss, I believe is his last name, if I need to, because this guy wants to make sure that this thing is working and it's going to stay working for a while. So I want to make sure for him I do everything correctly. What I'm doing is I'm just going around and looking at all the chip legs to make sure that none of them was put in, none of the chips were put in to where one of the legs were maybe out of the socket, bent out of the socket or something. So I'm just going around because I know that these have been replaced and stuff. And if anybody knows about these pole position boards, can you take a pole position, a regular pole position board, and make it a pole position 2 board? I don't know that. Is it a simple ROM chip swap? If so, I might want to do that to mine, but I don't know that they offer that. Also, I want to put a high score saver on here. Somebody has already removed the battery, which is good, because these batteries were like a AA battery, and they would leak onto the board and ruin the board. So yeah, if somebody can let me know if that's all that it is to fixing the, or to making it a pole position 2, is it the original pole position board that just has different ROMs in it? This has been serviced by Benson at one time. It doesn't have a date, but they have their tag on here, so somebody has worked on it, and I'm guessing they're the ones that probably fixed this stuff. So we're gonna have to see why it doesn't say prepare to qualify. See what that problem is. So if it was worked on by them, I highly doubt the any of the chips are in incorrectly, but that doesn't mean somebody after the fact didn't mess with it. These chips look, these chips are pretty dirty, the legs on them. That's 0895 in there. So I'm gonna have to probably take these chips out and clean them. Clean the sockets with some deoxit, lightly sand the legs on the chips just to get that black oxidation off of them. But all right, we'll worry about that later. So now we're gonna get this other power supply out. None of these were screwed in there. They were kind of just sitting in the cabinet. Okay. All right. And this one, this R30's been replaced, and to be honest with you, I want to say that I had to replace that on mine as well. Like mine was burned up on one of my tube power supplies, or if that's a common thing there, but that's definitely been definitely was on fire at one point. Those things stink when they burn out, just like a cap does. But you can see how it burned up the traces, so they bent the legs over and soldered them onto the rail, which is fine. Nothing wrong with that at all. They did a really nice job on it, actually. Looks pretty good. But it looks like these caps on this board might be original. Now, the owner was saying, hey, why don't you replace all the caps? And I don't know that I should. I've heard stories to where when they're working and they're still working good, leave them alone. Now, let me know what you guys think. Should this be recapped? Should I just leave it as is? You could tell nothing's been taken off of this other than that resistor getting replaced. Looks like all original. That other one had to have a new bottle cap transistor because somebody soldered the head on one of these, and these two are not, unless this one's been changed, which it does look like these screws have been out. I think this bottle, yeah, that's a new one. That's been replaced. And now that I'm saying that is because that's rubber. It's not a clear plastic one. I believe the original ones were like a clear plastic or something like that. Yep, this has been repaired. Jeff looks like Burmet, I don't know, 1 of 19. So in 2019, looks like this has been serviced. And as you can see, that was serviced, but the original capacitors were left. And that's what I've been told in the past, to if it's not screwing up, don't mess with them. Okay, I don't have this cardboard on mine, and I don't think I have a cage on mine either. I don't know that I have a PCB cage, I don't remember. But I probably should make a new cardboard. Maybe I'll make a couple of these as well, so I have one for mine. It's kind of nice to have this to go off of. Okay, so now we have our fan here. And this fan does work. It was on when the game was playing. Just seeing if there is a plug end anywhere where this fan plugs in. And yes, there is. So we'll be able to unplug this fan and leave the wires attached to the fan itself. We're gonna clean the fan. It's dusty, dirty. Wires are really nasty looking. We'll clean these in the sink with some, maybe we'll just fill the sink up with some Simple Green and hot water and just put the harness right in there and just let it soak. And then on a nice sunny day, we'll hang it outside to dry. So we need to get these couple wire clamps off. But yeah, I'm pretty curious about seeing if that board would work to make a pole position 2 board. That'd be cool. We will unscrew this bracket from this when we paint it, so that it'll be 2 separate pieces. This game has a ton of parts to it. More cereal in here. Now there's cereal rather than cat food. Definitely was a mouse hanging out in here at one point. It's probably in my van. I've had that happen before. I've picked up an arcade game and there was a mouse in it. And then it was in my van and I had to kill it. That was a fun time. Okay, this is loose. Just slid it back a little bit. I gotta get this fan out of the way. So it is probably a pretty good idea to not run and grab a game and just throw it in your vehicle real quick. You should probably open the back and look and make sure there's not a mouse running around in there. Maybe jiggle the cabinet around. Because like I said, I did have that happen to me. And it kept eating the peanut butter off the trap, but it wouldn't, the trap wouldn't kill him. So I was out at a new construction job. It was kind of in the middle of nowhere. I just left all my van doors open for the whole day, and he ran out at some point and went on his way. I tried to trap him, but he wasn't having it. Okay, got our PCB box out of there. Yeah, mine is not, I don't have the box now that I think about it. Okay, now we just have a bunch of wiring we need to get out and the power brick. Power brick is not, doesn't look like it's screwed down at all. More cat food and cereal. Somebody had posted on Facebook the other day asking why was there 2 big blue capacitors in the bottom of this cabinet. They thought maybe that the one on the brick went bad and they had to put a second one in. That is not true. This game requires 2. So you have to have 2 in there. Neither one of these are blue. These have been replaced. So those big blue capacitors are new or newer. My guess is probably around 2019 when the game apparently got fixed. The funny thing is, I'm not seeing any mouse poop in the cabinet, but there's cereal in here. And there's cat food in here. So that's odd. I wonder if somebody cleaned it out partially or something. And I probably should have gloves on, but I don't. I'll just make sure I wash my hands. I'm not going to touch my face or anything like that. As soon as I get this out of here, I'll get my hands washed. You're almost out of here, I think. Now the power brick, the bottom is in the cabinet. It's just not, they didn't have it screwed down, so it's not connected. Okay. I want to leave all this connected for now. I do not want to mess with pulling anything apart because I want to make sure I take pictures of everything, where it goes on the power brick and all that, because I don't need to have to play the guessing game of what went where. A few things I know, and if I guess worst case scenario, if I got myself in a jam, I could go to mine and reference it that way, because on mine I had to start with nothing, not even a power brick in the cabinet. So I had to go through the whole process and figure out what went where. So all right, this is out. Should put that off to the side for now. It's all we have left in here is the power switch. I want to get that out of here. And then we got the gas pedal. I don't know if I'm going to take the artwork off on this episode or not, this one, because it's going to take a little bit longer. I need to get all these parts and kind of put them somewhere so they're out of the way so I can work on Paperboy today. I don't know what those numbers mean on the bottom of the cabinet, 5-23, and then it said something -36. Here's our power switch. Okay, so we have, I'm gonna leave the wheels on the cabinet so I can easily move it around. We gotta get the gas pedal off. And these are 7/16. Yeah, I think the next video we'll get the artwork off of it and start making a video of doing the bodywork to the cabinet. All right, let's get these nuts off. We only had one washer. Go around the front and grab that out of there. It should just slide right out. We're going to put new grip tape on the pedal after we clean it. So we're going to repaint the pedal black, and then we're going to put grip tape on it. And I don't think that's right. I don't know that that had a double nut there like that. That somebody did that. Like they spaced it out farther maybe. All right, we'll leave that together for now. Okay, the cabinet is stripped down. I'm gonna go ahead and end this video. End this video is just tearing the cabinet down. Next video, we'll take the T-molding off, we'll get the artwork off, and we'll start doing the bodywork to it. Got some disinfectant wipes here. Just gonna wipe my hands down real good. I'm gonna wipe my tools down because obviously my hands are touching my tools, and anything that I kind of touch, I'm just gonna kind of wipe it down real quick. I'm not one of them guys that get all, ew, mouse poop, whatever. It is what it is. Not the first time I messed with it, definitely not the last time. If you restore old cars, you know what I'm talking about. Especially mice that live in headliners and everything else. So you just clean yourself up, not a big deal. So, all right, let's end this video here. Like I said, if anybody could chime in and tell me about that circuit board, that'd be awesome. and whatever other questions I had possibly asked, I don't remember. But let's go ahead and end this video, as I guess this will be part 2 of the pole position restore. I do have to take that grate off up top here. I forgot to take that off, but that's just 2 Phillips screws, I think, so I'll just do that off camera, not a big deal. And then the next one, I'm going to put all these parts somewhere out of the way, and then the next video we're going to start getting the body work done on this cabinet. Later on today we're going to be having a video on the Paperboy, start doing the body work on that cabinet, and we'll go from there. So if you guys are liking what you're seeing, please like, subscribe, share, hit the thumbs up. Hitting the thumbs up helps the video get out to more people, so more people can watch it. Any questions or comments, feel free to ask. Other than that, I will see you guys later.